is pretty good. Okay, I think I am. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, let me see real quick. I want to make sure everything's working this time, unlike the past couple of streams that we did. Let me see. Okay, well, we're not in excellent. We're kind of in the bluish, greenish, but I'll take that. At least it's good, hopefully. Yeah, I think we should be good, hopefully, yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's see. So, before we continue with chat, guys, hello everyone. nintendonurse back once again. Another weekend, another full streams, pretty much. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully you've all had a good week. Yeah, it's been pretty busy, I'll say, at least for my end. You know, it's been kind of a little bit hectic with school and things like that. But you know, doing pretty good. Hopefully you all had a similar weekend. Let's take a look at chat before we get started, and I'm probably gonna say that quite a bit, guys. So I apologize in advance for that, but you'll kind of get my points when I say that. But anyway. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let me see. So I tried to put one. Yes, thank you, Tom. I do appreciate that. Let me see. Okay, hold on. Sorry about it, guys. Okay, how's that? Hopefully that's a little bit better. If I need to turn it a little bit more up, let me know. Actually, let me. Oop, no, it's my microphone. Okay, how's that? Hopefully that's a little bit better. Sorry about that, guys. So okay. I need a glaring ghost emoji. Yes, I tried to put one. I can't. Thank you, Tom. I do greatly appreciate it. Shout out to that. Thank you so much. You're kind of quiet. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that, everyone. Yes, yeah, volume is just a little bit. Besides that, okay, thank you, guys. Let's see the quietness. Okay, let's see. Slow death, insomnia. Yes, insomnia is definitely a bit of a unfortunate thing, guys. From experience, I will say that. Hopefully, definitely, insomnia is not good. Let's see. Yes, hey Ian. Yes, welcome everyone. Yes, that's great. No worries. Thank you so much. That's already better. Now, yes, thank you, guys. I do appreciate it. So anyway, yes, welcome everyone. I'm actually kind of surprised there's this many people. Thank you so much for stopping by, everyone. Do really appreciate it. Thank you, Tommy, for coming. I appreciate it. Talon, welcome. I do appreciate it. You as well. Lily, of course, welcome. Spike, hello. Eslo, welcome as well. Thank you so much for joining. Spike, wait, no, I already said Spike. Ian, welcome as well. James, also thank you so much for stopping by. I do greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, hopefully I'm not missing anyone else. Dumo, oh yes, thank you, Dumo. I do greatly appreciate it as well. No worries if you have to leave. Definitely understandable. I know it's usually that's why I kind of do these type of streams during the day, because obviously they're not as important. I mean, not that they're not important, but just like, you know, I don't think that many people would show up, but, you know, it's kind of why I do these discussions during the day. And of course, gaming, I put it, you know, mostly in the evening, nighttime. That way, you know, they do get, you know, the hopefully a little bit more people, you know, come by. But anyway, yeah, thank you so much for joining. Either way, if you have to go, no worries. I think hopefully I got everyone there. Hopefully. Okay, sorry about that. Screw these. I can't freaking move. Let's see. I need excuse to use my alt so the PFP could sync. Oh, yes, that's good. Okay. I'm playing some RD2, man. That game never fails to be amazing. Definitely understandable, Tommy. Yes, no, that definitely is. I've seen screenshots that you posted. That's pretty cool, though. Definitely is a good, you know, it seems like a good game. Maybe we'll pick it up Sunday for the PlayStation, and we'll maybe check that out Sunday. But we'll definitely see on that. But anyway, sorry about that. And let me see. Okay. But anyways, so today's stream, it's been a while since I've actually done it. Like I mentioned, I've done a discussion stream. Usually, and for those of you who are new, because I know there's quite a few people from last stream that have subs, so welcome everyone who's new. I apologize for if this is your first stream watching me, that it's a discussion stream. Usually I only do these like once a week, once every 2 weeks, but of course sometimes, obviously with school going on right now, I haven't had the time to do many of these. But thankfully after spring break, we may continue some a little bit more funner ones, I'll say. But today I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different because it's something I really need to talk about. But yeah, so anyway, yes, so yeah, so normally for those of you brand new, welcome. I do greatly appreciate for all of those who are new. Thank you so much. And yeah, so generally we kind of do these discussions once in a while. So definitely do if you enjoy these, definitely would appreciate a like if you do. And you know, this is just like the time where I talk about stuff, and then, you know, maybe sometimes people have their own thoughts of sharing, and of course, you know, that's always welcome. And you know, that's kind of what the main point of these things, just to kind of get, like, you know, some discussions going, some good topics out there, and just, you know, kind of just talking about, you know, whatever's on the mind pretty much for the topic of discussion. Anyway, sorry about that. Let me get back to track, guys. Okay. KK got one. Gotta leave this playing for the support. Have a good stream. Yes, thank you, Doom. I do greatly appreciate it again. Hopefully, have a good rest of your day. And yeah, hopefully, see you pretty soon. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let's see. See you, Doom. See you, Doom. Yes, more YouTubers and streamers in general need to get a hold of these YouTubers. I mean, yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. Ezra, definitely we'll get to that in a bit. But anyway, yeah. So before we get started, guys, in any way, shape, before we get started, the way how I'm gonna do this is obviously I am not going to mention anything specific when it comes to like examples or anything like that. I definitely do not want to do that. I'm not here to obviously mention anything bad obviously for specific people. That is definitely not my intention, obviously. So anything that I do talk about will be as generic and as general as possible as I can think of. Which either way, I really can't like obviously remember everything that happens 100% either way. So a lot of things will be in general and basic as far as examples. But definitely. Definitely, this is nothing going to be specific. I'm going to talk about obviously because I do respect people's privacies, and I do value the respect. So I definitely do appreciate definitely do. Hopefully you all understand that, because I really don't want to obviously make anyone feel bad or anything like that. That's definitely not my intention of this stream. So definitely do hope you understand that kind of problem, Sylvia. They build it from skeleton. Yes, okay, it's good. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, guys. So generally, what I wanted to do with this stream is because I have been seeing a lot of unfortunate stuff lately happening on YouTube. And by the way, if you have any inputs on your own, or if you want to mention anything, definitely do feel free to, also in the chat. But just know that I'm not trying to push anything. I'm not trying to get anything out. If y'all just want to listen, feel free to. That's more than enough that I could ever ask for. But hopefully that this is. I mean, hopefully y'all understand that. But anyway, yeah, feel free to talk anything if you like. If you have your own inputs, definitely don't mind that at all. But anyway, let me see the chat real quick. Just about shoot. Sorry, no, I would say about okay, no problem, Tan. Yes, feel free to go. Definitely do appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully, have a good rest of your day, and yeah, hopefully, I catch you in the next live stream. Take care. Let's see. Have a good day. Yes, hopefully it works out. And I can probably. Why are you in a dress today, Grace? Yes. Why? Yeah. Why are you? I mean, yeah. Why, Lily? Hopefully, it's something fun for you at least. But anyway. Sorry about that, guys. So anyway, the reason why I wanted to do this was because I'm kind of seeing a little bit of unfortunate events on YouTube happening currently, and I've actually been kind of talking about this like with some people even before this, and I was like, it's kind of a good point, from other people's side, and I was like, interesting, it's really, I've never thought of it like that before, but generally what I want to talk about is like some unfortunate stuff on YouTube that I've seen. Personally, not really from my side. Honestly, it's more like from other people, from others, streams, videos, things like that. And, it's kind of unfortunate to see these kind of things. So, I just want to, talk about, my opinion, my thoughts on it, and, why, I mean, maybe, I mean, I really don't even have a reason why it would happen. But of course, that's kind of why I do these discussions, to kind of maybe even get some input from you all, if you all decide, of course. But that's kind of why I do these in the first place. But anyway, so to kind of get started, I actually want to start something not really pertaining just on YouTube. It really has something to do with like even regular social media as well. And the first thing I want to do is something I guess you can call it, I guess, like public shaming in a way. Now the thing is, like, obviously, I mean, people, may obviously, for those of you, for those people who have like friends or things like that, obviously, you would probably know each other, things like that, and with that, you probably would not, you will understand, things like that, if things happen, if things aren't able to be done, that happens. Generally, like, whenever we, I mean, maybe not make a promise per se, but even if we like hint that, we would, potentially, I'm sorry, if I take pauses, because I need to like figure out a way how to word this. I do apologize for it. And obviously I don't have any of the script, for that reason, but yeah, for example, when, whenever like you know a person, you know, and if something doesn't go the way it should be, I mean, don't. I mean, I've seen it several times before where it's like you know, uh, they post it like on you know anywhere, and they kind of like you know, kind of like put them you know a little bit in disappointment, and you know it's like you know really you know it's. You know, it's kind of I would say disrespectful in a way to kind of do that. Only because you know, I mean, if you know the person pretty well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you know things happen for a reason. But you know, there is no you know there's no why. I mean, I believe at least in my way, I wouldn't believe there's no why to publicly you know obviously shame them or you know to publicly you know accuse of that person you know not fulfilling you know what they had suggested or what they have. I mean, IOL stuff happens. You know, obviously this, you know, this is all just like you know, not you know, one thing part of our lives. You know, we all have you know jobs, school, things like that. So, of course, you know, things happen. You know, I mean, I definitely, I mean, and if you know, if people go that far to kind of you know post stuff online, you know, post stuff about you know that person, I really do think that is kind of taking it a bit too far. At the very least, at least do it privately, talk with them. But you know, for posting it online, don't make them feel bad. That kind of also you know makes them you know you know hurt the I mean hurt the way they are as a person. I would say as well. Again, and if you know them pretty well, you should probably understand that. You know, but yeah, you know things like that. That's one example. You know, one thing I wanted to quickly mention on that. And yeah, that's kind of like with that was a brief thing. Let me see. Sorry about guys. Let's see. Let me see. No, it's not. Being is actually way better. Yes, definitely. Script. Yes, definitely. I mean, yeah, kind of gets your thoughts. That's kind of thoughts. You know, getting your things rolling, guys. So definitely do appreciate that. Yeah, no, that's why I don't normally script these things. Like whenever I do discussions, it just comes out top of my head pretty much. Anyway, let's see. Personally, I feel having notes on screen to keep track through your posts. Really, that's. I mean, like I have like the you know some stuff written down, but it's like just the topics I want to talk about. Not really you know line per se, but you know at least that way in case I forget a topic, well I have like a little list over here what I want to talk about. But anyway, yeah, I guess that's one example of obviously you know those things I want to talk about real quick. But that's about it for like the social media general stuff. Now I'm just gonna go straight into YouTube. Now, anything like I said for the examples, that's more you know going to be general. If it's anything to do with me, that's where I feel like I can probably have a little bit more specific. But of course, you know, I still will be you know as general as possible when it comes to these examples. But anyway, so when you think about it, like guys, what do you think about when you see like you know dislikes and versus likes? Now, the thing when I see about those is it's really interesting. Like when you know, every time I see a dislike, you know, I mean it's understandable. You know, when you know, as far as like dislike on videos or streams, um, I mean they are kind of useful for an extent, I would say. But of course, they can also be used for bad. You know, for an example, you know, when I'm trying to get to about dislikes is like you know when spammers or trolls pretty much like instantly just um dislike streams even before they start. And I've seen this several times where it's like maybe like 2 days before a stream officially begins, and then like instantly right the time by the time the stream starts, there's already like 15 dislikes, and I'm like, really? That's all right. You know why have so many dislikes on that? You know, I mean, first off, I guess I mean I don't know if the what you know what the trolls you know think or anything like that, but you know I mean why go through the trouble of doing all that you know when when it's not really necessary. If you don't like the content, just don't watch it all, I would say. But I mean, there's no reason for you to troll or anything like that, in my opinion. Um, I mean, I know dislikes. I mean, I don't know. If this, I mean, I hear dislikes is pretty, you know, helpful in some way as well. But obviously, I can't. I only know so much of YouTube myself, guys. I've only been doing this for maybe like 5 to 6 months. Um, so yeah, do forgive me if I do get some information wrong. But I mean, I've heard that you know dislikes also help out. But it's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting when you think about that, especially when you get so many dislikes even before things start. But I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to ignore the chat, by the way. Let's see. Yes. Screw the dislike. Yes, definitely, Lily, definitely. Not a big fan of dislikes. Except before someone would leave a comment. You see, like that. That is what I mean. Like you know, whenever you have a, you know, like if you want to say anything, definitely do leave a comment. You know, that actually is meaningful. Usually for me, whenever I mean, obviously I like something, I definitely do leave a thoughtful comment. Yeah. And Definitely, I feel like I kind of overdo it at times, guys, where I post like a very, very long paragraph of of what I like about the video or the stream, and it's like, oh my gosh, I think I kind of overdo it, but that's kind of my way of like making a thoughtful comment, or even maybe even some suggestions if needed at the very most. But regardless, yeah, comments that is more needed than just dislikes, because that's nothing to do with that either. Let's see. This one, yes, definitely. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Those are dislike bombs from several videos from a specific group. They are not all really. That's kind of true, James. Like that's kind of where like I wonder like where do like because I mean the way you see it's like I do see like it's coming from all alternate accounts. It's just I'm pretty sure yeah there's also some groups that probably make like a small circle that try to just promote hate on a certain people, things like that. But it's unfortunate, I mean, still, I feel like those kind of people definitely is not right for what they do, and it's really something that I really don't believe that, I mean, if y'all want to just, mention anything, just, either leave a comment or just don't say anything at all, there's no need to leave a dislike, because believe me, dislikes are good for some purposes. For example, if you see like, and I've seen this many times as well, on YouTube, where it's like, clickbait videos where they kind of like put fake thumbnails in the description, like giveaway. I mean, not like kind of like where they make like false titles, and like in the video it's like something completely different. It's like, wait, this has nothing to do with that. Those things like that. That is where I feel it is a bit, okay, that definitely does kind of deserve a dislike, because you're kind of decepting the audience in a way, and you're not really being as honest as as you should be. And I hear that this kind of like even kind of going by against YouTube policy, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I don't know everything, guys, when it comes to YouTube, so again, do correct me if I'm wrong, but that's as far as like decepting the audience in general, I feel like that is kind of a bad thing in the first place. So that's kind of my input on that. But let me see over here. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Let's see, every time you, let's see, that's what I was thinking. Really, sorry. Okay, let's see. Or consolidated by YouTube site. Really interesting. It happens to Kevin M. I didn't even know about that, James. That's really interesting. That's what I was just thinking. Every time he plays a game that isn't Smash Bros, he gets dislike bomb. And you see, I feel like that it's kind of interesting, because it's not right. I feel like they just really want targeting stream people that who don't have who just don't like what they want. But I mean, hey, it's what the streamer's decision up to do on what they want to do for the channel. Don't obviously ruin the what is a positive what's the word I'm looking for. They don't want to ruin their I guess they're trying to ruin their self-esteem pretty much, as far as like what they do, and that's not right. That really should not be happening at all. And it's kind of frustrating to see that, because when, I mean, obviously, even if it's like from groups or alternate accounts, when when a person sees that, I would imagine like, wait, am I doing something wrong? Am I doing something like this? And I feel it affects people, or any YouTuber in some sort of way, emotionally or psychologically, and that definitely is not right. No one should have to go through that, and definitely that is where I feel it really is a bit of a problem when it comes to at least the dislikes alone. Let's see. Not to me till I gave them no reaction. That's good as well. Yeah, that's actually one thing that we will get to in a bit, as far as like maybe how to combat it. But first I want to go through like all the problems first, and then we'll kind of sum up things like that. But definitely do, that's true. Kevin's had it really, Lily. I didn't know about that. Let's see. I'm not so familiar with Kevin, but I'm sorry to hear that. I'll definitely have to check out this channel. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's so interesting. I mean, and it's so weird on that. Let's see. Yes, Kev had a bad Lily. I don't typically dislike either. I like it or just don't. Exactly. There you go. Exactly, Lily. I mean, yeah. If you don't like the content, just don't like it. Again, now if it is for like purposes where it's like deception, or like clickbait, for example, that is where I kind of, okay, maybe you can leave a dislike, because that is not right that they're lying to the audience, things like that. And that is where, okay, maybe, yes, that maybe needs some criticism right there as well. But definitely, yeah, either like, or just don't leave a like at all, ignore it, leave like that's how I would say right there. Similarly, if I don't enjoy it, I just click to a different video. It usually has to be something that is offensive, overlying for me. Yeah, exactly right there. Once they realize they can't affect streamers' demeanor during the stream, they come back and they do it again. And exactly, James. And that's kind of where that's kind of where I believe it's almost untreatable or unfixable. And like I said, we'll get back to that in a bit. When I get there. But yeah, I definitely do know what you mean. Well, yes, even if you don't react to it, they'll just come back again, and they probably won't stop until something does happen, pretty much. And that's really unfortunate. I'm sorry. Let's see. One of the few vids I dislike is the Wall Street Journal review of the Quest, and now that pissed me off. Can't think of anything else off the top of my head. That's how I really dislike. There you go. Yes, exactly. Yeah, some things like that. That's understandable. That definitely is. From an opinion side of view, of course. But, that's obviously a good example right there of what's acceptable as far as a dislike. But besides that, things can be a little bit overturned for that. Let me see. Sorry about that, guys. Honestly, I wouldn't care if YouTube took away the dislike, but yeah, I feel like they well, again, it really does depend on that kind of stuff, really. Grace, sorry. It definitely would depend, whether it, if they do take it away or not. It could help, but then still, it may not be as helpful as people think still. Just because, like, also, again, trying to fight back, some of those, clickbaiters, deceptive, ones that, make the content, make deceptive content. And, they kind of get away pretty much if they don't have some sort of, reaction based or some type of, response, for what they make, things like that. But anyway. Yeah, so that's something else, guys. That's one thing, and that's one thing I've kind of noticed. Like, it's really unfortunate that I've been seeing this a little bit happen frequently, and as far like I mentioned again, anyone. For me personally, I just prefer either leaving a like or no like at all. Besides that, I'll leave it. If not, just ignore it. But yeah, that's just one issue I've been seeing recently. That's it's been unfortunate. But what can you do? As far as like with those. You can actually hide the numbers, but that's kind of still a bit, not good, because, you're kind of hiding, your, what is like interaction based pretty much. And that's something that you don't really want to do per se, because either way, because we'll kind of hurt, the viewers will see that, and that kind of, also makes them wonder, what's going on, things like that. Anyway. Let's see. Honestly, it wasn't because of my opinion like this. It's because they were spreading false information that could cause people to ruin the quest, and they didn't seem to bother learning about. Oh, okay. You see, something like that. That is where, yes, it is necessary. Because if they didn't address that, then why barely address it now? So that does make sense. There you go. When YouTube first started, it was based on a 5-star rating system. That was before Google buyout. Really interesting. Never knew about that. Doing a video. That's good. That's good. That's good. But okay, guys, that's one issue down. Another one that I've seen lately is, now this is gonna be probably like the longest one that I have seen, and that is dealing with trolls and spams in terms of chat, comments, and etc. Things like that. Now, look, I have seen many of these times, and honestly, I do not know what is going on with that. And believe me, I've seen it. The thing is, and like I said, I've had some discussions before I even started this stream, honestly, but, when, obviously, at least in my opinion, I've seen that it's happened more frequently, but, and maybe not frequently, but even when it hits, I feel like it's hitting more stronger, if that makes sense. It's kind of like, pretty much like, really hurting the stream, the YouTuber, and even the viewers. Every time it happens, and it's kind of scary when I think about it. And let me see, for example, it's happened right after I spoke. So let's see. I keep forgetting to change my name. It's okay. It's okay, Grace. No worries. So when I see my name highlight, I get confused. Yes, definitely Grace. Yeah, you have to get used to the new names right there. So definitely understandable. But no worries. Let's see. It happened right after I spoke out on a video about how bad it was for a grown man to say he wanted to have a relationship with an 8-year-old. Wait, what? It's kind of interesting. Let's see. There were tools available on YouTube and Stream self-combat troll and spam check. Yeah, yeah, I've seen some of that. For example, I do have like Nightbot, for example, and that does help out, as far as like with the comment section. The chat, live chat, things like that. Unfortunately, it can only do so much in the end, and that's, well, even if it's still enabled, it still sometimes hits pretty hard. And I'll get to that right now. Let's speak out against that, Ian. Yes, I do. I just don't want to know how to stop. I just want to know how to stop spam bots in chat. Is that true? I wish. I mean, I don't know if there's actually a way to do that, but that definitely would help out a lot. Definitely, Grace. Yeah, kind of going with like the spam and trolls when it comes to live streams. I've seen it gone to the point where it even like pretty much almost is trying to expose the real identity. And at that point, it really is not something that is not good. Like first off, where on earth do they get these? Where on earth do they get the information from? That is one scary thing. Two, yeah, that's pretty much borderline harassment right there, I would say, and definitely that is crossing the lines when it comes to any type of interaction on the platform. And believe me, when I've seen some of that recently, it's been like, hold on a second, this is one, it's scary. Two, that's really border harassment right there, and that is something that should not even be dealt with lightly, and that really should be taken care of. I mean, obviously we try to do our best as far as like report it. Obviously, mods, that is what they also are there for, but still like that, they still continue, and unfortunately it still really does hit an effect on the YouTube itself, both emotionally and psychologically, because it's like, okay, they really are trying to ruin us, and it kind of like gets this. I would imagine this thought process on on the YouTube, but like, is it safe for me to continue because of this potential exposure, if that makes sense, and even like that, even if we report it or not, it still kind of gives us a thought. What if they come back? What if they still still kind of continue this unwanted harassment, and eventually things will just blow out of control, because that is something that definitely I don't think even bots or even mods can handle, unfortunately. Or like, I'm sorry, like completely take it away. In other words, I'm not control, but take it away, and that's why I feel like that is like one scary thought in the at the very worst thing of YouTube. That is something that really is the scariest part, and that is being exposed for who we are as both people, as and as a person, like me, for example. And like I say, guys, the examples I say will be for mine personally, because that is where I feel like I'm a little bit able to freely talk about it a little bit more. Me, for example, I call myself the nintendonurse. That obviously is not my name, but if people were to like actually say my name actual in the chat or like in public, I'll be like, oh my gosh, what can I do here? I mean, eventually I don't mind sharing my name, but for now I do want to keep myself anonymous. I don't even share like what state or like where I'm actually from. Obviously I'm in the US, but I don't share that kind of information, because I do take my privacy a bit serious on that. And I'm sorry, guys, I don't mean to ignore the chat, so let me go back before we continue on. Sorry about that. Let's see. Not to mention, the only way to get rid of alts is just to. That's the thing, Tommy. Yeah, the only you can ban them and all that stuff. Unfortunately, though, that doesn't probably make the solution. And I mean, yeah, you can. That's the best way to deal with it, pretty much. And the only way to kind of fight that back is pretty much just banning them as much as possible until they pretty much get sick of it. Which, I mean, yes, it is a pain, I will say. But you know what? That is definitely something that, that's pretty much the only thing that we can do at that point. Let me see. Sorry about. Oh, I lost my place. Sorry about that, guys. Right now, I'm a little bit too. Okay with this. I think I know the incident you're referring to. Yeah. Sorry, Tommy. No, I'm not gonna. Like I mentioned in the beginning, not here to obviously do anything, say anything, but yeah, definitely, yeah. I think you may be referring to what I'm talking about, but not clarifying or not saying anything specific. In other words, the only way I know is to briefly turn it to member only chat. The only way I know is to briefly, and the only thing with member only chat. Wait, are you talking about like how like the paid subscription is, Grace? Because I'm not sure. What do you mean by that? Because like I know there's some streams that definitely is like obviously for members only, and that does kind of like decrease the amount. And obviously, yeah, it does kind of bring out more of the supporters. But I mean, yeah, what do you mean by that specifically, if I may ask? Let's see. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm losing my place, guys. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh yes, laugh out loud. Someone got so mad at me simply for saying an 8-year-old can't contribute or consent to a relationship with a 30-year-old. The dude called me a Are you serious? Ian, I think at that point, I think they are the child probably, and not really obviously you. That is definitely a bit yeah, that's really, yeah, not good. That's so sorry, so sorry you had to go through that. But yeah, see, good example right there, pretty much. That's why it's always good to have a great team. Exactly, James. And I'll get to that a bit again as well. Because yeah, I definitely do believe a good mod support is essential for at least a good, positive stream. Because obviously that's those are the people you can count on. Let me see. Alts or the death. Yes, definitely, Grace. Definitely, yeah, I know what you mean by that. Yes, let's see. Exactly, James. They want the YouTubers slash live streamers to trust in not only the views but even those close to them in the YouTube community. Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, that's a good side, and unfortunately, that does bring some negative sides to it because obviously, I mean, whatever we do, I mean, again, we can only handle so much as far as like handling with our community, and honestly, I mean, personally speaking, for me. I thank my community because it has nothing but it has nothing. It hasn't been nothing but positive about 99% of the time. I'll get to my examples in a bit for that. But yeah, definitely, yeah. I mean, it's good to build that trust in your community. But then, of course, when spammers or trolls come, then that's kind of what it changes the subject a bit in a way, to where it's like uncontrollable almost, depending on the audience and things like that. Let's see. You don't even show your times. Actually, Grace, if you look at the Switch, when I play the Switch games, my time zone does actually show on the Switch itself. If anyone has actually noticed that, that is kind of like I guess a little bit of hint right there. But I don't block that. I'm surprised. I'm not sure if you've seen it or not, but yeah, that I have not actually blocked at all. Hopefully, let's see. I don't think back to E3 doxing issue too. Really, Eslo. Well, I mean, I didn't start YouTube until like really August. So I really wasn't there when that happened. And I don't think I wasn't even active in live streams at the time. Only because I barely got into live streams. Probably around July, early August, and that's why I decided to start my own thing. But yeah, was it something that very, very bad happened during E3? Or like did it affect a lot of people, or what happened there? Let's see. If you're confused doing Google or what? No, careful. Let's see. YouTube. Let's see. If you're confused doing Google, yes, definitely. Let's see. YouTube does not have any type of vetting process to ensure that you're not trying to use them under false pretenses. Really, it's really interesting, James. Yeah, definitely. To ensure the user, yeah, things like that. I mean, yeah, it's unfortunately, and also, I mean, YouTube will only do so much, and it's kind of up to us in the end because, I mean, we are kind of taking a risk and things like that. But I mean, yeah, it's kind of like our own risk in the same way as well. So of course, we can only do so much, and YouTube will only do so much at the very end. But yeah, definitely stop the bots. Let's see. I also think that some of them really. I'm sorry, guys, I'm trying to catch up with chat. I don't mean to just like like comment one after another, but I'm trying to also read the chat. So I do apologize for that. Let's see. I honestly think that some of them really want to be banned. It all depends on the type of person you're dealing with, which is hard to tell over the. True, and yeah, that's. I mean, one thing that I guess it does kind of, I mean, ideas or kind of a good sense is like the names, the usernames, the way how they speak, or the way how they make the sentences. That's a good way to kind of tell. But unfortunately, again, we can only do so much, and some. Pretty much, I just want to be banned because they just want to get a good kick out of their own enjoyment. But honestly, who's gonna win in the end? Not them, not us, and definitely not us either way, because in the end we'll be affected in some way from all that. So of course, they definitely just want to pretty much get for kicks. Let's see. Personally, I have not. Sorry about that. Okay. I mean, I personally have received death threats from. Oh yeah. Yeah. Death threats is definitely not a good thing. That's again pretty much another harassment type of thing right there. That really is unfortunate. I mean, yeah, with death threats, that is obviously going overboard. What I mean, that to kind of, to kind of think of it the way it is. It's like, okay, will I be targeted? Will I not? And it's really scary at times when you get those kind of things, whether they're fake or not, honestly. But just getting one in general, it's really scary. And I've seen, people that have gotten death threats or have gotten, again, also some type of threat or, anything like that. And it's like, wait, calm down. First of all, I mean, what? I mean, it's the, what are you going to get out of a threat, pretty much. I mean, you don't even know where this person is located. I mean, obviously there's some, I'm pretty sure there's probably tools, in the internet to do that, but still, regardless, I mean, why waste your time on that? I guess they don't have nothing better to do in their lives. And, again, pretty much just for kicks that they want to get out of, or just probably just scale the, the viewers and, YouTube at the same time. But, I mean, that's that's kind of what the main goal is, per se. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I'm really getting behind the chat, guys. Sorry about that. Let's see. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna read the chat real quick, guys. Maybe do some quick thoughts real quick. Let's see. It does it. I feel like the number of channels I'm on. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Personally, I not received one of those yet. That's good. It's not fun. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's definitely not fun. I can't relate, Tommy, but I can definitely understand what you mean by that. It definitely is not. Definitely is not, obviously a good thing for that to happen. But I mean, that's good, James. You haven't actually got one. I mean, thankfully for me, though, I have not got one. And believe me, guys, if I ever were to get one, they would not hear the last of me. I'm serious on that. I definitely would not take that very lightly. And believe me, I definitely would do something instantly if that were to happen. And again, I'll get back to, my side in a bit. But, for that, let's see. I think that's an achievement unlock for you. It could be. I mean, that's a mod status right there, definitely. I feel like with the number of challenges I'm off, I'm going to receive them sooner or later. I mean, yeah, it can happen, definitely, Grace. I mean, the more you kind of do, and the more as people grow, that's kind of the unfortunate things about it. And I mean, yeah, I mean, of course, the way that we can do it is just to learn how to control it, and pretty much just how to overcome those obstacles. Obviously, I'm still jamming back into work. Really hope this thing goes well. Looking forward to hearing what you have. Yes, thank you, and I do really appreciate it. Yes, hopefully have a safe drive. Definitely do pay attention to the road. Yeah, sorry if I did get that a little bit late. I'm trying to catch up on chat and also putting my comments at the same time, so I do apologize for that. But yes, have a good drive. Definitely hope your work is pretty good. And yeah, if I don't hear back from you, definitely we'll see you next time. But thanks so much for leaving me on. Let's see, achievement sound, but one person 25 times get a threat. Definitely, Tommy. At least I haven't gotten any yet. True, Grace, true. That's good. That's only good. I seriously wish you could ban IP numbers. You see, and if that was possible, Tommy, I think that definitely would be a lot helpful. Because, well, I mean, there is also VPNs, but then I really don't know how those work per se. But I think those kind of would block your IP address, if I'm not mistaken. So I wouldn't know how that would exactly work. But, still, that's definitely a good, alternate solution right there. I mean, if they will block the IP, they wouldn't be able to even make any accounts, if that would make sense. Yes, definitely. YouTube's had an old system where you can actually block a viewer from not only being visible in your comments or live chat, but from completely seeing your content. Really? And that, I mean, for that, they really should bring that back, James. I really would believe they should, because, I mean, I think that, even like that would be a little bit actually even beneficial. But, I mean, it's kind of interesting how YouTube really has been making these changes recently, and it's kind of unfortunate. Well, I mean, at least for me, on my side, like the stuff that they changed, for example, like Creative Studio, Editor, it's been a little bit on the unfortunate side, but, I mean, hopefully in some way they can, pretty much make a better improvement from that, Let's see, I bet you can always see what feature that went away. That's definitely, oh, okay. We're here at UIL. Okay, how long are you going? Yeah, sorry about the Grace. Probably, I've only gone over like 2 things, Grace, so probably maybe like another 30, 45 minutes. Again, I apologize. If you have to go, though, don't worry. We'll definitely understandable, but hopefully you have a good time at UIL. Definitely do take care, and yeah, I hope to see you pretty soon, Grace. Definitely have a good time. Let's see. And good luck with UIL. Hopefully you do get first place. Definitely good luck at that. You got it. Let's see. I mean, the YouTubers and PR people's personal info got leaked. Really? I'll be right back. Okay, no problem as well. Yes, I didn't know about that actually as well. It's really interesting as well. No worries. Let's see. But that's exactly what they want you to do. Remember, they are trying to elicit a negative response from you. When you ignore them and don't give them what they want they get. That's kind of true. I mean, yeah, and I mean, yeah, I don't mean to like obviously go back and forth, and I'm sorry, it's because I'm trying to like also go back things here and there, but I mean, yeah, the thing is they really do want a response, and if they were to actually do that, and believe me, I have seen that a couple of times as well. In their eyes, it's pretty much a win. But you know what? The best thing is to take care of it right there and then. Move on and pretty much, and that's kind of why like I encourage anything that does happen just to move on from it, because if not, they will succeed, and that is definitely something that is what we can't let that happen, because if we have a reaction, they win, and if we just fight it back real quick, move on, they pretty much lose in the end, because they'll get tired, and eventually they have to give up at some point, because that is they can't go on forever, and that's one thing I see that pretty more often. Let's see over here. Okay, look, I'll be listening, guys. Okay, no problem, Tommy, no problem. Yes, I come here. This is why I kind of do it during the day, guys, because I know a lot of people are busy, and that's why I leave this on. I kind of do it during the day for those purposes, so no worries at all. Definitely understand. VPNs create a new IP address, and you can still get it. Really, James? I didn't know about that, honestly. And that's and I thought VPNs just like hide the IP address. Sorry about that. I didn't know they actually changed and like do it back and forth. Again, I'm like, I know some stuff with computers and technology, but I'm not obviously like that high up though. But hopefully that's kind of, I didn't know about that for VPNs. It's really interesting. I didn't know about that. Let's see. I'm gonna so I'll be back. No problem, Grace. Definitely do take your time. Good luck in your IL, like I mentioned, and definitely take care. It's the reason why people who are banned from this. It's the reason why people who have been banned from my Discord company are still able to get. Also, then they've been able to come back in even though you've banned them, James. That's what. Well, because the thing is, even with VP. Well, no, because I was actually gonna talk about like mobile networks, but no, I mean, yeah. If you have Wi-Fi, you can just obviously change the VPN from there. So definitely do understand about that. Let's see. Oh, yes. Yellow Kazoo, sorry. Yes, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Hopefully having a good day. We're just talking about, obviously, the YouTube troubles. Kind of like what I briefly mentioned yesterday. Hopefully having a good day. Hopefully things are well. And yeah, definitely welcome to the stream. We're just having the discussions, things like that. Definitely. Depends on the service you pay for. Some people use VPNs to get paid region blocking. Yeah. Now that's actually, that I do know that is a common thing for that, James. Yeah, definitely is like, they want to see, stuff like, maybe from like Japan, and, of course they have to use a VPN, for that, or, to see some certain content, across different countries. So that is where like, VPN is also useful. But wow, for them to actually still be able to go back into Discord, well, I mean that's kind of like on Discord's side, I would say. But then again, that would, it's still kind of considered with the with spamming and trolling, and with that, that is where probably more corrective action would need to be taken, as far as like Discord's side, for that to be able to prevent from happening, Yeah, sorry about that. That's correct. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Thank you. But yeah. So anyway, guys. But yeah, continuing on like with the trolls and comments. Another thing that I've noticed is like, and this may sound a little bit strange, but I have seen it happen, everyone. And it's like, how do I say this? Innuendo? No, wait, no. Hold on. How do you say it? Innuendo chat or innuendo, something like that. I don't know the correct words. It's kind of like intimate, weird responses from random people, either towards the streamer or other viewers. And okay, like, when I think about that, when I've seen that, it's like, okay, first off, this is YouTube for one. Second, this is not, this is not a dating website over here. It's really, it's kind of weird and kind of a bit, unsettling to see that kind of stuff happening. And I mean, what are we here for? We're here to show our hobbies, our interests, our likes and dislikes, and just interact with people. We're not here to obviously, you know what I mean. Hopefully by that you know what I mean by that, guys. But yeah, we're not here for that. In reality, for those type of stream. For those type of trolls. They kind of just try to get some unfortunate things out of that, and it's still also not something that is acceptable. Which again, I've seen that happen before several times, and it's not. I really feel it's kind of also disrespectful for the streamer in some way. Also, let me see. Oh yes, hey Jax, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Let's see, what's going on? Yeah, sorry about that, Jax. I was just actually doing a discussion talking about like some YouTube problems. We're kind of just kind of talking about that in general and things like that. Hopefully, but yeah, how are you doing today? Hopefully, having a good day. Don't worry though. Later on tonight, we're actually gonna be going back to gaming, so no worries. Like I said, guys, for those who weren't here when I mentioned, I just do these discussions like once in a while. And at least like these serious ones, I kind of do very once in a while, and the fun stuff I do like once a week, once every twice a week during the day. That's kind of why I do these during the day for that reason. But yeah, sorry about that. Yes. I need to head into work now. Yes. Bye, Ian. Have a good day. Take care. Hope the work goes fast for you. And yeah, I'll definitely see you later. Take care. Let's see. YouTube can spark relationships, but yeah, definitely not a date. Yes, definitely, because yeah, definitely. And believe me, again, like I mentioned, I've seen a lot of that stuff as well, and it's like when it's uncomfortable, even for me, when I'm not obviously in, seeing that. I mean, when it's not even referring to me, it's like, calm down, definitely, This is, I mean, obviously, there's places for that, but this is not, a dating site. This is a platform where we share our hobbies, our interests, our likes, dislikes, interact with the community, and just, have fun. But, unfortunately, those people that are like that, and that's where definitely, as well, where we need to also probably control that too at the very best as much as possible. But, things like that, at the end of the day, we can't really prevent anything like that. But, and I mean, I'll get back to it when I'm done with all that stuff. Anyway, so, okay, next thing I think is, well, actually, okay, I think that's actually about now, I guess to kind of sum up all of that, guys, is the reality of it. Definitely with the oh no, sorry, who else? No, actually, no, I already talked about it. Sorry, I'm looking through my list, so I'm trying to make sure that I covered everything. There's one thing else, but that's not really much as far as like the negative side, as far as like trolls and things like that. So I'll leave that towards the very end. But the reality of it all, guys, is, and unfortunately, it's like what I've learned or what I've actually discussed, and I'm pretty sure some of you all kind of mentioned it here as well. There really is no way to prevent all this. The only thing that we can do is pretty much is just be prepared when things like that happen. Thankfully, like for example, and obviously for me, and I'll use myself as an example. I personally cannot thank my mods enough every single time I stream, because I always count on them. They definitely are some of the most friendliest people I have ever known, and every time, and I've only had 2 instances where trolls came onto my side. One was actually during a Super Mario Maker 2 stream, and it was kind of an interesting interaction right there. This was even before I had mods, and I was like, what are they talking about, and at that time I was like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna ignore them. I timed them out. That was about it. They never came back from that, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And I actually just had another one recently where actually, well, it really wasn't that big either, but it was just kind of like some language that was not supposed to be mentioned. So of course my mods took care of that as well, and I do again thank them for always, that's why I, can count on them, and I do really appreciate, the support and things like that, because, obviously I can only do so much, and, with what I can only see and do, I can only do so much on my own. But with them, I have a good team, I have a good, role, with them, and I do definitely thank them every day for that, so yeah, shout out to the mods. Thank you so much again for that, and yeah, I do really appreciate it. But yeah, the reality is, we can only be prepared, because we really can't do too much to prevent it. I mean, sure, we can all come together as a community and maybe make some type of impact, but at the end of the day, I think with YouTube and pretty much any streaming or social media platform, we're going to be taking a risk when it comes to things like that. I mean, there's only so much we can do. And, sure, we can have like so many mods, we can have we can have rules and things like that, and, put into the streams. But of course, every now and then a troll or spammer will come out of the way and sneak by and just try and cause, havoc, in a person's stream, videos, channel, things like that. And, it kind of comes down to the end of the day where, how we deal with it, and kind of like what you mentioned, I think, James. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to ignore chat, everyone. Let me see, but yes, sorry about that. Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of like what you mentioned, James. If we just take care of it right there and then, and kind of move on from that, they'll give up eventually. Yeah, that right there is definitely a win for us because hey, we did what we could. We can we definitely finally found out way how to at least overcome it, and and we'll be able to at least control it probably when it ever does happen again. And I guess that's kind of what a scary thought for me is on my side. For me right now, guys, I can barely, kind of keep up with chat because obviously the way how my setup is, it's not too much. And if anything like that will ever happen to my side, it'll be like, what would I do, on my end? But obviously that's my own thing to kind of fix and work on about that. But when I see with other people that I know, and that really kind of gets a little bit unfortunate emotionally hurt from that, it's like it really just does trigger me. Not in a hateful way, but obviously in a caring way, because it's like why does it happen? Why does that have to happen to this person? Like really, this person works so hard, these people work hard for what they do, and yet someone just comes and try to destroy, kind of abrupt, attempts to kind of destroy what they made and created, and every time I see that, it's like I can only do so much. I can extend a hand, I can extend my sympathy and empathy, but unfortunately that does not prevent the problem, and the only thing we can do is just prevent it for the most part, things like that. But at the end of the day, that's all we can do. We can make a good team. Either at the end of the day, we're all human. No matter how many subs, no matter how many videos we do, streams, whatever, we're all human at the end of the day, everyone. And that's kind of like the philosophy I go by. We all, I feel like we all look out for each other in a good way. And honestly, yeah, if we keep that up, I think we'll be good. I've known quite a few people already ever since I started YouTube, and believe me, I've made some of the most kindest friendships I've ever made, and I definitely do. I'm glad that I've been able to make some sort of connections online, and from there I trust them, they trust me, and that's kind of the good thing that I definitely do, hope to continue doing that as far as in my side of my channel. And kind of just continuing the positive side, and of course if anything negative does happen, I'm already prepared. I have enough I have a lot of mods already. I have already rules set up, and what, if anyone happens, instantly right there I'll take care of it. And yeah, that's pretty much what you can do at the end of the day. Let me see over here, guys. Let's see. I'm joining back from work, so I'll be okay. No problem, Ian. No worries. Yes, thank you. Thanks so much for still sticking around and listening. But I do appreciate it. Definitely do keep eyes on the world, though. I don't want to, obviously be a distraction to you in any way. Yeah. But definitely, guys. Hopefully that makes my point across. Again, I just feel that it's. For it being 2020, this is gonna probably happen more and more. I would say as time goes by. As the internet pretty much gets even bigger than it was before. But of course, again, we can just fight back as much as we can, and we'll definitely deal with that, at some points in time. Let's see. There were so many streamers out there. I'm sure even larger streamers community have experiences. True. Yeah, and that's kind of what I mean too, James. Like I've seen, any size of YouTube, whether it's like small, it was big, whether it's like a couple hundred, couple thousand, couple even 100,000. Honestly, I've seen several of that before, and it's kind of interesting how each community is different. That's kind of I'm saying small YouTubers are better targets. That's why you see happen more often with smaller channels than the larger ones. Well, that's kind of interesting because I've seen it happen even in larger ones, not more frequently, I would say, but I really don't see like a difference in a way. Like if it happens in maybe it's just for my viewing purposes right now, but at least like when something does happen, in a big channel happens in a little channel, and I really don't see like a different tendency, like a different, what is it, like a different, high or low on how much it happens, but I mean, that definitely does, I mean, I definitely do see it, happening, kind of like an equal way, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this in the first place, because for me, seeing it happen on any like level of YouTubers, it's definitely not ideal. And I feel like I'm surprised like no one has actually at least brought this up in some way. Obviously not to create anything big, of course, but at least try to give the own opinions and things like that, and just have some type of discussion with others, and see how that really how that is going on with with everyone else, things like that. I'm Sylvia. Just like Kazu's comment, yes, YouTube isn't for swiping right, and yes. And yeah, keep the phone pointed away and just Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. But yes, definitely exactly right there. Yes, there's different apps than that for that right there, Ian. Yes, definitely. I mean, this isn't Tinder or any other social dating website. Definitely do keep that on wherever needed. But no, this is definitely not the place or time for that. Wait a minute, hey Kaz. Oh, yes, there you are. Yes, welcome, guys. Welcome. You didn't miss much. So we kind of just talked about like the spamming, the troll. Well, I'm not sure how much you missed, but we kind of talked about like, the trolls, like ways how we can at least prevent in some way, and things like that. So, but I mean, yeah, pretty much that's all that you kind of missed. I believe. But yeah, definitely, guys. I mean, yeah, that's what my opinion is. Just have as many mods as you can. Definitely make some good communication with people. That way, you can have a good, community, a good backup, and of course, if anything does happen, at the very least, you'll be ready for it. And that's what I personally have already done. And I still want to continue that. As time goes by, I want to gain more mods. I definitely do want to, well, maybe not add more rules, because I think the rules I put in are pretty much enough, I would say. But I mean, yeah, the more mods, the better. I would believe. And you know what? From there, it'll be more protected. When things do happen. I mean, thankfully, at my end, there's always at least like 1 or 2 mods every time I stream, and that's kind of why it's good to have like a number of mods, because at least that way the pressure won't be on on just like 2 or 3 mods. I feel like having as many as you can, as long as you trust them and actually do have a good connection with them. I feel like, yeah, definitely do keep that going, and we should be good. Things like that. But yeah, definitely do. I would say that would be the best solution for that kind of stuff. And with that, that's pretty much as far as like the actual like big negative stuff that I want to talk about. If y'all have any comments for that yourself, definitely do definitely do put in a chat. We'll continue. We'll discuss it further on that. But for now, I want to move on to my last thing that I want to talk about briefly, and that is actually the YouTube's algorithm. Or the way how I guess we're kind of promoted on YouTube. Obviously, this has nothing to do like with the trolls or things like that, but that's kind of why I wanted to spend the most time on that, because that was kind of my main highlight for this main discussion thing. But yeah, definitely for the trolls and all that. Yeah, that was my highlight for this thing. But yeah, the last thing I want to talk about is actually the algorithm for YouTube. And it's kind of interesting how it works. I mean, hold on, let me see real quick. So I'm sorry if I mentioned this already. I haven't been in the stream long. Did anybody harass you on stream? Oh, no. I totally agree with you though. People are stupid. Yes, definitely. No, definitely no, Jax. No. No one has. And I mean, I'm not sure if I actually did mention this at the beginning of the stream. I apologize if I have not, everyone. No, like none of this really even applies to me actually. The only reason why, again, like I wanted to do this was because of me seeing it more on other people's, channels, streams, videos, things like that. And especially because since, it was getting people that, that even I know, I really wanted to bring some awareness to it. And I just kind of just get my own thoughts, quick opinions, and, things like that on top of that. At least that way it kind of makes some closure, at least hopefully in some way, because that's my own reason for making this. Obviously this is not like an actual like how to fix this type of thing, like how to actually how to actually deal with it. But that's the reason why I do these discussions, that way people can share their thoughts, people can maybe feel better after sharing it, things like that. And that's kind of why my main purpose of this channel is to make them feel comfortable, make them feel anything that they want to talk about, feel fine. Obviously I don't judge in any way at all, and obviously my community doesn't judge either way. And yeah, that's kind of main point of this. Just wanted to share my thoughts, and all that good stuff. Okay, let me see over here. Sorry about that. I'll go. Okay, sorry about that. It's right. Yeah, hopefully that answered that, Jax. Sorry about that. Definitely. Algorithms are tailored to each specific viewer, not the YouTube content creator. Really, that's kind of thing about that, James. I mean, because the thing is, like, I've seen, sometimes like the algorithm, like sometimes shows like different like videos, things like that. But then like all of a sudden, like it kind of spikes up, on a specific video, and it's like, wait, what is this really for? Like I've had some people that have like a random stream out of nowhere, and then like instantly it just jumps back about like it really spikes up for surprising for I don't know what type of experience. And it's like, what's going on? What is kind of what's making this cause for the high rise in viewing or that kind of stuff. I mean, I know definitely, like, for me, obviously, for like since I am considered a variety streamer, obviously I do kind of see that my view, or my things do kind of tend to change depending on, I guess, what sort of thing I cover. And I mean, for example, I'll say an example, like, my discussion streams for like last semester in abnormal psychology, while yes, they probably did not do as well as like my gaming streams, they still got some kind of viewing. And I mean, that's kind of a good point. But it's interesting, like, I mean, that's kind of why it's kind of good, where it's pretty much whatever they find interest in. And really, it really does depend on what interests the viewers, a little bit more, per se. It could be, let's say, for example, it could be, like these type, I mean, I guess like these type of discussions I do, or it could be like, maybe like a certain game that I play, whether it's like Splatoon, which actually, I think that was actually one of the highest ones I've actually gotten recently, guys. So definitely I need to double check on that. I'll kind of mention later in tonight's stream when I do my live sort of stuff. But yeah, it's kind of interesting where it well, yeah, it kind of just changes, out of nowhere, things like that. Let's see. Each click, each like, the amount of time you watch a video live stream, how much of that content you watch helps guide the viewer to the content. I mean, yeah, that does make sense. I mean, yeah, because depending on like how you do time you watch a video, yeah. Wildcards are part of YouTube's strategy. Sometimes they will throw a video in your recommendations feed to see if you will click. I mean, that makes sense, yeah, because I mean, they do try to, like, sometimes I get videos like that's kind of unrelated to anything that I like am into, and it's like, wait, why am I getting referred like for example, like a cat or dog video? I mean, it's kind of interesting, but then, yeah, I mean, they probably also go based on like popularity, like at the time. I mean, for example, I mean, obviously, like what's a good thing that's coming out? I guess we're talking like game wise, maybe like Animal Crossing. I'm pretty sure that the day it comes out, everyone's like algorithm will probably be just based on Animal Crossing on all the viewing and stuff, because of that popular stuff that's coming out there. So that will definitely be one of the highlights for that, pretty much for that weekend, and probably for the weeks to come. So yeah, I mean, it definitely does depend. I guess like what YouTube wants to strategize and things like that. But of course, I don't know. I feel like it definitely with those, it really should be a little bit more stable, I would say. At least in some shape or form. Just have a good playing field for everyone. I mean, that way it won't like just target specific YouTubers, and then just try and help everyone, support everyone as much as possible. Let's see. Animal Crossing is trending very well now. Check Google Trends. Yeah, definitely will. Yeah, I'll look into that. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Animal Crossing definitely, especially with PAX East going on right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that definitely is the trend for that. So definitely understandable right there. What's another one that's actually coming out as well too? I believe. I know Final Fantasy VII is also coming out. I know that is also popular. Obviously not as popular as Animal Crossing, but that definitely does is something right there that has gotten some attention from YouTube as well. Animal Crossing will be big for a few months, but then it will dip. Yeah, eventually it will probably chew as well. I mean, that's kind of how it is for I feel like every game. I mean, like, for example, Pokemon, when it came out, it kind of was big, but kind of now it's kind of like settled down, I would say, to a minimum. And with that, eventually, kind of like like especially like with the DLC, like when it comes out, it may rise again, and it just really depends on, I guess, at the time, kind of like news, pretty much. What's trending right now. Of course, I mean, if we're talking about like medical stuff, like what's going on right now with the news, unfortunately, the coronavirus, that's something that's going on right now. That's been kind of trending these past couple of weeks, and it's probably going to continue if something may not be able to be done with that, which is unfortunate, but that's probably going to continue on for a couple of weeks until something can be found. And which, that's a little bit of a scary topic, guys. So I won't go too deep into that. But that's kind of an example, like how it kind of works things, with like the algorithm, things like that. Let's see. I wish I could send you a screenshot. Yes, definitely. But the jump in the graph is really interesting. Yeah, definitely will check it out, James. Yeah, definitely. Probably after the stream, I'll look into Google Trends and see what's actually trending right now, because it's kind of interesting to see how all that good stuff. Which honestly, I did not even know you can actually check like, I think it's called analytics for YouTube or even any social media, where you can see like what's like trending, like as far as like a hashtag, or like what your audience is watching, or like your audience, like what is it, ages, the gender. And I was like, it's really interesting. Like it really gives you that specific information. It's kind of scary, I would say, at times, but it's like, if it does support, in some way, I guess, but it's like, wow, I'm surprised they kind of share all that information with, with the people who have, who are YouTubers, like anyone who's in social media, that's kind of interesting right there, let's see. But the PS5 and Xbox Series X, whatever, will be the next trend. Yeah, that's not a good one, definitely. As though I feel that, or well, even E3 probably afterwards. I know Sony is not going to E3, and probably, I think, they're not going to E3, so it's going to be a little bit of a quiet one, but still, E3 will definitely be a good highlight, hopefully, this semester. And especially when Nintendo releases that Direct, everyone, because we need that Nintendo Direct. When was the last time we had it? I think it was September. I don't know. It's maybe like almost 6 months, 5-6 months that we've seen anything, so... Yeah, when that blows up, believe me, I think it'll blow everyone off the charts when that does come out, so you never know. When Nintendo does that, believe me, everyone will probably be in a big hype over that, all that good stuff. Let's see. Well, coronavirus is actually trending better than I'm. Yeah, you see, like, yeah, that, obviously from a medical standpoint, yeah, that would make sense, because of, it's definitely more serious than that. But, obviously, that's a different topic for a different time, but, hopefully something that does, get a little bit settled, and definitely does hope that, it's really unfortunate what's happening out there, and I really do hope that something does get done with that, because it's very unfortunate, and I really don't like that it's really happening to too many people out there, But hopefully they find something in the future and all that good stuff. Yeah, E3 is extremely expensive, by the way. That's why so many of the big developers are putting, That's what I was thinking too, James. Like, I'm not sure if it could. You do have a point though, but I was wondering maybe because like with it all kind of going digital nowadays. That's what I believe some people are believing that's why some companies are putting out E3. But I feel like E3 really is special. Obviously I've never gone to a convention myself or things like that. But I feel like E3 definitely is a good way to at least bring the community together. Sure, maybe they may not have like presentations or things like that, but at least still some sort of like, at the end of the day, at least some sort of event, to celebrate games, and should come together, and I'm pretty sure that's what PAX is also for. But like one big thing, like all over the world, all over the U.S. and world. I feel like E3 should hopefully continue. Unfortunately, right now that may not seem like that at the moment, but hopefully, at least in some way, they will kind of compromise and continue that in the long run, for that going to the next generation of consoles, pretty much. Let's see. E3 is going downhill. Definitely. Direct style events that are live streamed are much more beneficial to companies. It saves money and there's no risk of issues coming up when you do this. Yeah, I do. Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of why Nintendo does that as well. So I don't really blame them. And they are pretty successful too. So I definitely don't blame them with that, and all that good stuff as far as like trending. As far as like doing digital directs and things like that. And then so far, it works for them. It's kind of like also what Sony does. Well, at first they kind of had a wacky style, but they're kind of getting a little bit better at it. So they will. I think eventually, yeah, they will probably go towards that WoW, but hopefully at least E3 still kind of sticks some sort of way. At least for gamers and fans alike, whether or not it's all digital or not, but hopefully in some way it can work out. Let's see. Nintendo started direct trend. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they definitely did as well. Yeah, that's kind of, they did start that, and that's kind of why I guess they've been successful pretty much for so far. Because you never know about that. But yeah, that definitely does bring that's kind of what started the trend right there. That's pretty awesome. But anyway, guys, yeah, I do believe that is actually about it. Again, I know most of these things were kind of like in general and like pretty much not like specific, but again, obviously I wanted to at least mention all these issues, the best way I can as possible. Hopefully it did kind of bring some understanding and things like that. I really do, try to, obviously, the only reason why I want to do this was kind of make people aware if they have not even been aware of like some of the issues that's been happening on YouTube. Because the reality of it is, the viewers see things different than what we see. Of course, like for example, we see different, we see like the data, we see the positives, negatives, things of YouTube, while the viewers just see mostly what we do on a daily basis. Or not on a daily basis for me, but like whenever we do it, and that's kind of why I wanted to do this. Even if it doesn't really help out in so much. I hope at least in some way this spot some type of closure or some type of like some sort of discussion based for everyone who joined. And I really do hope at least whoever's watching this in the future, this may be a little bit of a supportive thing as well. Like I said, we are a community as a whole. We are all human in the end. And at the end of the day, we should really, if we keep doing what we're doing is we stick as a community, we support each other, and, just be there for one another, I think we'll be fine. And that is one thing that I think that's a good way to end it off there. And, I really do feel that, if we continue that trend, I think those trolls and spammers will definitely kind of, settle down eventually. And you know what? We'll definitely win at the very end for that. Let's see. I know you usually do, but I always check your equipment before you go live. Yes, thank you. Oh, yes, definitely. Yes, thank you so much. So yeah, I definitely will do that. Yeah, yeah. It's because I can only test it so much, unfortunately, and that's kind of why I'm glad I'm doing this stream as well, because my equipment is not really my stream labs was not working these past couple of times, but thankfully I did finally figure out a way how to fix it. So I will be testing it tonight with a stream, with the gaming stream. So I'm crossing fingers that will work out. And then, by the way, guys, that's kind of why I don't have like the green screen or anything like that, because there really was no point in me bringing it out for this type of stream. But yeah, we'll definitely test that out hopefully, and we will definitely continue all that good stuff in a later today. But anyway, guys, yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Definitely do hope again it was some beneficial in some way. Again, I sympathize with anyone and everyone who has gone through any unfortunate sides on YouTube. Believe me, I do feel I will always support you all, whoever has gone through negative troubles, things like that, and believe me, you're not alone. We will go through this, and you know what, we definitely will overcome these trolls one day, and just pretty much take care of that from here on out. But yeah, that's all I wanted to put, guys. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the stream. Definitely do leave a like. I would really appreciate it if you did. And yeah, definitely do. It definitely was nice to kind of bring back these discussion streams, everyone. It's been a while since I've done this, but again, with school kind of like this, it's been kind of really busy. So a lot of reading pretty much. So you can only do so much when it comes to reading. But I'm glad I was able to do a discussion vid again. We'll probably go back to them probably after school, which is after like 2 more weeks, after the spring, maybe the week after or two after Animal Crossing comes out, we will go back into that. The next thing I want to do is actually music, so definitely excited for that. I have an idea on how I can work that out, but of course that'll be kind of like a touch and go, kind of like a test drive for that. So definitely excited to see how that goes. I feel like that'll be a good kind of discussion to start off with. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to those kind of discussions, because I do have a lot to talk about with music. And as a music fan myself, believe me, the music is so much more powerful than what anyone can imagine. I'll kind of leave it like that. Let me see. So let's go. I know you usually do. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Sure, Jack. Sorry about that. Sorry about it. Yeah. Sure. Sure. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. We're gonna. It's gonna be Sonic Mania tonight. It's actually gonna go. The stream will go live after I'm done with this one. I already have it set up. I just need to put the time in live for you all. But yeah, it's set up already. So we'll be doing Sonic Mania tonight, and then for the weekend we'll probably do another maybe a multiplayer game. And I'll kind of get to that when I do the game tonight. But because I have a couple of updates to give you all, but I don't want to leave it here because obviously this is a discussion stream, so I'll leave it for the game and stream on that side. But yeah, hopefully that's helped so many Jacks. Let's see, that's cool. See you later, team. Yes, thank you. Yes, I'll be doing. Everybody's doing. No, I wish as Loyas definitely. I really need to go back to that game as well. I have not finished it. I'm barely on floor. I think on floor 7. So yeah, I definitely need to continue that game. See you later. Yes, definitely. Yes, really enjoyed listening to your thoughts on this. Yes, thank you, Ian. I do greatly appreciate the support out. So this was a good stream for what I got to see of it. It's good to do these type of streams from time to time. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much, Jax. I know, and like I said, I know like these type of streams are a little bit more serious, but again, I do love to give my thoughts and of course show my support to anyone who really does, at least who may or may not need it. I mean, maybe deep down they do need it, and I do like to side with them. So definitely it's always, I'm grateful that I do these type of streams, even if obviously if they don't get the amount of views or likes. I really don't mind on that because I mean, obviously I do this because I do want to give some sort of public stuff on it, kind of like with the abnormal psychology ones. Obviously they weren't that successful, but at least I was able to kind of give like some general health advice. I mean, not advice. Well, some general background on what abnormal psychology is. Things like that. But yeah, next one is music. Definitely excited to see what that is about, and hopefully y'all will look forward to that in the coming weeks. Have a lot of ideas for that, so definitely hope you all will enjoy that when I start that series. But yeah, definitely a lot of stuff to look forward to, guys. I will have a lot more announcements coming later tonight in terms of the gaming side of things. So definitely may want to stick around for that. I would definitely so many good things coming in the coming weeks. But yeah, for now, guys, let's see. So nice, yes, definitely, James. Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely good game. Yes, have a good one. Take care. Yes, thank you, James. But anyway, guys, yeah, this is why I will end too. Hopefully, I'll have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching by. Again, definitely do leave a like if you like. I would definitely appreciate it. It does help out, and yeah, definitely do appreciate y'all sticking by, who watch this and pretty much sharing my opinions, my thoughts, and my supportness on on trying to fight back this whole YouTube negative side. But yeah, guys, but yeah, guys, for now, that's about it. If you have anything else, definitely let me know. Always feel free, always open, to hear you all out. But yeah, anyway, but yeah, until next time, guys, I'll see you tonight with some Sonic Mania, and yeah, until then, guys, stay positive.